मुस्कुराइए, आप लखनऊ में हैं, नहीं हैं तो चले जाएंगे. Welcome to Ways of Getting into Blackie. This time we are going to deal with how to get into IIM Lucknow. What a wonderful place. Very calm, very serene, and has an IIM, a wonderful IIM. Let me take you through the various courses that are offered here, except for the PhD program. In this series of Blackie, we are not incorporating any of the PhD programs. So if you are looking for that, text us in comments and we will make a separate stream for that.
To book a free one-on-one MBA counseling online or at any IMS center, check out the link in the description box or the pinned comment below.
It's a wonderful institution because it offers you multiple ways of getting into that. And the very first way is the flagship way, which is the PGP way. Let's start with it. The PGP MBA. Now, these are actually two programs. PGP MBA and PGP MBA ABM. ABM means Agri-Business Management. First question should be why I have incorporated the two programs in just one slide and why am I presenting it as just one? Answer is very simple. Their names are different, their aims are slightly different, but their placements happen together. Their studies also happen together except for a couple of subjects which are specific to agribusiness. I have had many students in the past who have studied in ABM because they missed out on this thing, but they had good inclination towards ABM as well. Although they did not really go into the agribusiness sector. They got exactly the same level of placement opportunities as the PGP MBA program students were getting. So there is no difference. When you are applying to these programs through CAT, don't think in that sense, oh, I don't want to get into agribusiness, so I'm not going to apply to that. Definitely apply. Later you can decide whether you want to get into that or not. So this is for fresh graduates and moderately experienced aiming at leadership roles. Now this is something which you should take with a pinch of salt, the idea of fresh graduates. It is not applicable for ABM. And I'll talk about that in a moment. Anyway, let's start with the basics. IIM Lucknow for these programs doesn't consider 10th class score. Definitely 12th percentage is required, graduation percentage is required, all scores are normalized, which means you must be really good because you will have to be considered among your other batchmates, among the people who have applied there, right? So let's say more number of people apply who have 90%, then maybe you do not have a sort of distinctive advantage if you also have a 90%. So higher the score, better it is. Academic diversity is valued here extensively. Moderate work experience is definitely required. Flow is you go for the application, then you take the test, which is CAT for Indian aspirants, and then I'm going to talk about the tests as well. You will get a short list, PI and final list. Now, this is what I discussed, that MBA and MBA ABM placements are together. The profile which is required here is holistic, which means your academic and non-academic profile should be really good. Work experience, great. If you have professional scores, great. My experience with IIM Lucknow interview, through myself and through various other students as well, I've seen that the PI is quite challenging. So they will grill you on everything that you have mentioned on your Part B form. So whatever you are going to present in case of PI, definitely prepare yourself according to that. And I think I misspoke in the moment. The idea of fresh graduates is applicable for ABM as well. The idea for fresh graduates is not applicable in the sustainability management program, which I will be talking about in just a moment. But quickly, let me tell you, the exam that is required to go for the MBA and MBA ABM program is CAT. Currently, I could not find any information with respect to the GMAT or GRE. So that's why I have not incorporated it here. Instead of providing you with a wrong information, it is better to keep it for now, and later on if I get more information, I'm going to add that. Let me take you through the third program, which is the sustainability management program, and this is where you must have some form of experience, and that experience is 2 years of experience. So if you want to make a career in leadership roles, in policy making, sustainable practices, etc., etc., then this is a good program to get into. Your profile evaluation and your PI evaluation again will happen from that perspective, in which you must be able to prove that yes, you at all in fact are willing to learn sustainability management. So just the word sustainability should not be enough. You should believe in that, and that's the kind of questions that they are going to ask you. Let me take you through the basics of this program. 10th score is not considered, 12th is considered. Same thing as in case of ABM and the PGP MBA program, except for the fact that you must have a 2 years of work experience. This does not happen on the Lucknow campus. It happens in Noida, the IIM Lucknow campus of Noida, not in Lucknow. So be aware of that. The flow is same: apply, test, shortlist, PI and final list. The profile again will be holistic in nature. If you have some form of professional course on anything, and if you have done something related to sustainability management, not just in the form of work profile, but maybe some certificate you have done, some NGO work that you have done, etc., towards that sustainable management practices or sustainable practices, it is going to work well in your favor. The exam that is again required for this is CAT, for which you apply when the CAT forms are out somewhere around August, September. Let's take a look at the executive way. Now, there are 2 executive programs offered by IIM Lucknow. Those of you are aiming for that, I want you to listen to these 2 programs carefully, because there is a lot of difference. This is a 2-year program. It is called PGP for working executives. It is definitely an executive program, but it's a 2-year program, not a 1-year program. Now think about the fact why it is a 2-year program. Generally, working executive does not have a lot of time, because it is a part-time program. It's a weekend program. It is for working professionals who want to become future leaders in their organizations. So the basics is that you must have 3 years of work experience. Your graduation CGPA should be more than 6.5, and you should be willing to attend this on every weekend. It also happens on the Noida campus of IIM Lucknow, not in the Lucknow campus of IIM Lucknow. If I talk about the flow, same thing. You apply, you take an aptitude test, you get the short list, you go for PI, you get the final list. If I talk about the profile, it is mostly non-academic. If you have professional course, work experience of course you must have, but if you have demonstrated some form of leadership experience, it is a good idea. The exam is GMAT. CAT score is valid up to 2 years for it. GATE, if you have taken, that is also valid for up to 2 years. And if you don't want to go for any of these, then there is a specific exam, which is PGP Working Executive Entrance Test, and that happens in December. You can go for that. So you can opt for either of these. That's totally your call. But of course, you will have to be aware of the timeline. It is a wonderful program, especially the people who have a lot of work experience and not willing to currently stop their work for any reason, but they want to get into that club of MBAs from a good institution. So wonderful program. The other executive program is a 1-year executive program called International Program in Management, called IPMX. Made senior level professionals, and again to prepare them for top position in industry roles. Because it is international program in management, of course the focus will be slightly more on creating a professional out of you who can work across the sectors. The basics, again, more than 5 years of work experience. You should be able to submit SOP, some letter of recommendations. There are 2 rounds. Interesting thing is that they will give you 2 to 3 weeks in Europe for a particular module. Hence the word international program. And that's where you get that kind of exposure also to various cultures and so on, which makes you eligible to be working anywhere across the industries, across the countries and so on. And it is an added advantage anyway, because, you know, and if you have a lot of work experience, then for an executive who is of the highest order, travel is part of it. 10th and 12th are not considered in this. If I talk about the flow, application, shortlist, PI, final list, same, you know, flow will not change anyway. Profile is again both academic and work experience, but majorly work experience. Leadership experience is a must here. The exams, GMAT and GRE. That's all. The details about the validity of GMAT, GRE, etc. are currently not given on website. That will be provided to you if you mail them on that specific email ID that they have given, if you are willing to go for this program. Or feel free to reach out to us, we'll try to help you. And finally, the UG program. This is for people who want to get into IIM Lucknow immediately after 12th class. This program is about to start in 2025. At least this is what we heard in the newspaper. Other than that, there is no information given on their website right now. So we just have a press release that a UG program in business analytics, data science and economics will be offered. But what are the details of it, how to get into it, or if at all it is starting this time or whenever it is going to start, we will get to know in due time. And as and when this happens, we will be happy to help you out with that. So get ready to get into IIM Lucknow if that is one of your dream colleges, because it should be. And if you need our help, we are here for that.